Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hi there, and let me just say what a pleasure it is to welcome everyone to the Bill Cosford Cinema. Tonight, I'm privileged to introduce a poignant oratorio performance. It will be, of course, performed by your children, our Archimedean students, and the wonderful fifth graders of Archimedean Academy. What follows is their presentation of the cultural and artistic flower that bloomed during the 19th century Greek Revolution and independence. This was a tumultuous time, full of struggle and suffering, but it was also an ardent example of the Greek people's struggle for liberty. Dionisios Solomos was born on the island of Zakynthos in 1798. He's considered the Greek national poet. Solomos is also credited with creating Greece's modern poetic culture. At the age of 10, he was sent to Italy to study and attended high school in Cremona. And in 1817, at the age of 19, he received a law degree from Pavia University. Apparently his parents weren't too glad about his poetic aspirations. Solomos began writing poetry in Italian, which was his native language, and was acclaimed in Italian literary circles as a brilliant poet. Now, with the Greek Revolution of 1821 and the exodus of Mesologi, which is the centerpiece of tonight's performance, they were great inspirations for Solomos to write his best-known poem, which is Hymn to Liberty. This poem became the flagship of Solomos' literary work and established him as a master of the Greek language, despite it being his second language. The Hymn to Liberty is quite a long work. It consists of 158 quatrain stanzas. 158. And tonight, the scholars of the Archimedean schools will present just 5 of them, concluding with 2 that have been sung and celebrated as the national anthem of Greece since 1865 and of Cyprus since 1966. We knew thee of old, O divinely restored, by the lights of thine eyes and the light of thy sword. From the graves of our slain shall thy valor prevail, as we greet thee again. Hail, liberty, hail!
Amen.
Hatjopoulos. Manos Hatjopoulos, born in 1925, is widely regarded as one of the greatest Greek composers and now enjoys global recognition. In 1960, he received an Academy Award for the Best Original Song for his composition Never on Sunday, this from the movie of the same name. Growing up during World War II was challenging for Hatjopoulos. He supported his family through various odd jobs, working as a docker, an ice seller, an employee at a photography shop, and an assistant nurse, all while studying music. He was also actively involved in the Greek resistance against the Nazi occupation. Hatjopoulos' portfolio includes songs, music for film, theater, musical theater, and ballet. He lived and composed in Athens, Greece, and New York City. He always maintained that he wrote the serious pieces for himself and his less serious ones to make a living. Here, the Archimedean scholars will present Samikos, named after the famed Greek dance. This composition reflects Greece's journey through the tumultuous period of the 1821 Revolutionary War until independence, paying tribute to the heroes of the time.
coming, we honestly did not think that so many of them would be able to make it and attend. So thank you for bringing it.
Dionisios, one of modern Greece's most renowned and prolific composers, often is referred to as Greece's own amalgamation of Bob Dylan, John Lennon, and Johnny Cash. He crafted this song in the rhythm of the traditional Galamatianos dance, an odd rhythm, 7/8, with roots in ancient Greek music. This composition celebrates Greece and modern Greek life, highlighting its stature and presence on the European and international stage, as well as its rich tapestry of small-town stories and experiences, personal and collective. So, let the dances continue. This composition was chosen as the anthem for the bicentennial celebration of Greek independence, marking the years 1821 to 2021.
In central Greece, Mesologi rests sleeping in the arms of the rivers ARCHIMEDEAN and Hellenic, at the northern end of the entrance to the Gulf of Petros, much as it did in ancient times. When the town stirs, the shallow waters languishing by its alluvial islets flow gently against the shore. The islets form lagoons, circled by lush growth and crowned by flocks of exotic seabirds. In the waters below, species of perhaps some of the best fish in the world share an aquatic sanctuary, a habitat so rare it is protected by a treaty. Mesologi is moody and mysterious. A serenely placid place where the summer skies are as quiet and as still as the water. It is a town where one is struck by the unruffled repose and dignity of the more mature residents and the budding pride in the young. Because historians call the story of Mesologi glorious, in 1937 the Greek government declared it a sacred town. The designation recognizes the two sieges, one in 1822 and the other in 1825, during which brave residents of Mesologi fought for freedom against the Turks, who outnumbered them 10-1. Here, thousands died in the great exodus to the monastery of St. Simeon. Here the great Philhellene and English poet Lord Byron came to fight for freedom and died. During the Orlov revolt in 1770, the fleet of Mesologi was defeated and the town passed to the Turks. Mesologi revolted against the Turks on May 20th, 1821, and was a major stronghold of the Greek rebels in the Greek War of Independence. Its inhabitants successfully resisted a siege by Ottoman forces in 1822. The second siege started on April 15, 1825, by Rezid Mehmed Pasha, whose army numbered 30,000 men, and was later reinforced by another 10,000 men, led by Ibrahim Pasha, son of Muhammad Ali Pasha of Egypt. After a year of relentless enemy attacks and facing starvation, the people of Mesologi decided to leave the beleaguered city in the exodus of its guards, the sortie, on the night of April 10, 1826. The situation of the city was described in this letter in Ellinika Chronika, written by Philhellene I. Mayer. We have come into such a dire situation that we feed on the most dirty animals. We suffer from hunger and thirst. We are sick from a number of diseases. 1,740 of our brothers have already died. More than 100,000 bombs thrown from the enemy have destroyed the bulwarks in our houses. The cold tortures us, since we have absolutely no wood. With all these things missing, it is incredible for one to see the courage and the high morale of our defenses. In a few days, all these braves shall only be shadows of angels, martyrs before the throne of God, the indifference of the Christian world for a matter that was its own. On behalf of all our brave, I proclaim the decision we made with an oath before God to defend inch by inch to land of Mesologi and to be buried together under the ruins of the city, rather than hear any offer about surrender. We live our last moments. History shall justify our position, and the future men shall lament our disaster. As for me, it makes me proud to think that the blood of a Swiss, a descendant of William Tell, is to be mixed with the blood of the heroes of Greece. The defense leaders had a meeting on April 6, 1826, under the leadership of the Bishop of Rogoim named Joseph, at the Agia Paraskivi Square to give an opinion on what should be done. The exit was decided unanimously, and to that end, messengers were sent to let Georgios Karaiskakis know that he should be on the night of Lazarus before Palm Sunday, with his force in the monastery of St. Simeon to help them at the moment of the exit. Christos Kapsalis stated that he, with everybody unable to come out with the army, shall die by lighting the teapot in his house, in which a large quantity of dynamite was stored. Bishop Joseph, helped by Archimandrit Zalongitis and priests Platikas, Babis, and Aglikandos, gave communion to all residents of the city, 10,500 in number, on the day before the exit. The sick and wounded, with the women and children separated from fathers, husbands, and brothers, with sadness and pain. At the time, there were 10,500 people in Mesologi, 3,500 of whom were armed. Very few people survived the Ottoman fierce attacks after the betrayal of their plan. Due to the heroic stance of the population and the subsequent massacre of its inhabitants by the Turkish-Egyptian forces, the town of Mesologi received the honorary title of Iera Polis, the sacred city, unique among other Greek cities. Celebrated French painter Eugène Delacroix and British poet Lord Byron were famous Philhellenists who lent their support to the Greek cause. Lord Byron actually died in Mesologi from malaria in 1824. A cenotaph containing his heart and a statue located in the town were built to pay tribute to this great poet's generous support of the Greece's struggle for independence. Άκρα του τάφου σιωπής του κάπου βασιλεύει. Λαλή πουλί, παίρνει σπυρί, κι η μάνα του ζηλεύει. Τα μάτια η πείνα εμαύρισε, στα μάτια η μάνα μνέει. Στέκει ο σουλιώτης ο καλός παράμερα και κλαίει. Έρμο του φέκει σκοτεινό, της έχω εγώ στο χέρι. Όπου σύ μου γίνες βαρύ κι ο γαρινός το ξέρει.
The free besieged, and in Greek, the Eleftheri Poliorkimenoi, is an epic, unfinished work composed by Dionisios Solomos and inspired by this, the third siege of Mesologi. This was a crucial conflict in the Greek War of Independence, and the poem is not a single work, but consists of 3 separate poems in fragmentary form. The Free Besieged does not have a continuous narrative, but consists of a series of scenes and glimpses of what occurred during the last days of the siege, before the sortie, when the exodus began. The central theme, according to Solomos' notes, is the defender's power of will, which is tested, of course, by a number of afflictions throughout the siege. Thus, the besieged, according to Solomos, become truly free because of their spiritual victory over their trials and tribulations.
At this moment, I will just take a minute to share with you. My name is Petros. I am a musician. I'm visiting here. I didn't know anybody pretty much when this came together 2 weeks ago. I wrote this music that you're about to hear back in 1997, I believe. I was teaching back then in a small Greek American school in Manhattan, New York. And I believe that with music, it is easier to teach these kids the story and the language, because music is a tool that we use communicate. And it became a hit. It was very popular with kids. However, there were probably 100 of them in the whole school. It was a small school, and most of them were still in diapers. Right? So it was a lot of kindergarten, a lot of first, second grade. And for them, because they didn't speak the language, they didn't read the language, I wrote the parts that you would hear the students sing la la la. Now, after all this is done, and the music is there, and this was picked up by these wonderful educators, and they decided to produce this, which is a huge honor for me. I just wanted to share this one thing. Mesologi, this small, beautiful town that you saw, this is where my mother is from. And I used to visit as a kid, and I used to go to the Garden of Heroes. This is all those statues there of the people who gave their lives fighting for freedom. And I realized that, these are my heroes, right? Even though, I was the age of like a Superman, a Batman, a Flash. But then these are real people because they were like my people. And who is a hero? Hero is somebody who attempts to do something that is impossible. Impossible, right? So we think that this cannot be done, and then somebody says, no, we can do this. I can do this, and he is a hero. So here we are, where there's like hundreds of schools and thousands of students that could be doing this, and these people here in front of you, these are your heroes, because they are attempting and achieving something that is impossible for so many other people. So I want you to know that, because this is very, very special, and they should be very proud of themselves, and their teachers should be very proud of them. Trying to do something impossible. Right?
Η ελεύθερη Poliorkimenoi είναι μια μεγαλόπνοη σύνθεση που εμπνεύστηκε ο εθνικός μας ποιητής Dionisios Solomos από την πολιορκία του Μεσολογίου.
Τότε σε ταραχτήκανε τα σοφικά μου και έλεγα πως ήρθε ώρα να ξεψυχήσω και βρέθηκα σε σκοτεινό τόπο και βροντερό που εσκυπτούσε σαν κλονή στάρι στο μήλο που αλέθειο γλίγορα ως σαν το χόχλο στο νερό που αναβράζει. Τότε σε κατάλαβα πως εκείνο ήταν το Μεσολόγι, αλλά δεν έβλεπα μήτε το κάστρο, μήτε το στρατόπεδο, μήτε τη λίμνη, μήτε τη θάλασσα, μήτε τη γη που εμπάτουνα, μήτε τον ουρανό, κατασκέπαζε όλα τα πάντα μαυρίλα και πίσα, γεμάτη λάμψη, βροντί και αστροπελέκι. Και ύψωσα τα χέρια μου και τα μάτια μου να κάνω δέηση, και ειδούμε στην καπνίλα μία μεγάλη γυναίκα με φόρεμα μαύρο σαν του λαγού το αίμα, όπου η σπίθα έιζε και εσβενότουνε, και με φωνή που μου εμφαίνονταν πως νικάει την ταραχή του πολέμου άρχισε.
Greek language teacher and a veteran teacher of Archimedean Academy, Mrs. Pappa.
Thank you, all of you, for coming, but I would like all of us to give a round of applause to our maestro Petros. conclusion of this event, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the parents for embracing this journey from its inception, despite the fact that their origins may not have a direct connection to the land known as Greece in Europe. It's a reminder that regardless of our backgrounds, we all have our own Mesologi to be grateful for a symbol of resilience and the fight for dignity and freedom. As this event has illustrated, Mesologi transcends borders. It stands as the universal symbol of struggle and resilience, offering not only historical significance, but also, as I suggest here, immense potential for visiting and further exploration. Now I would like to pay the tribute to all these parents who have entrusted their kids to me this last year and all the previous years that I'm here and I teach your kids. So I would like to bear with me because I will try to read the rest in Spanish. Ustedes como padres comprenden el profundo significado del educar a sus hijos sobre la historia, particularmente a través del arte. Ustedes comprenden que inculcar un profundo aprecio por la historia y la cultura en la educación de sus hijos no solo fortalece su espíritu, sino que también los orienta hacia opciones de vida alineadas con los valores más elevados, como la paz, la resiliencia, la creatividad y la celebración del arte por encima de la destrucción. Al sumergir a sus hijos en las historias de lucha y triunfo representadas son acontecimientos históricos con Mesologi, está alimentado una generación que valora la paz, acepta los desafíos con fortaleza y dirige su inercia hacia la creación en lugar de la destrucción. A través de las artes, estás moldeando futuros líderes que comprenden el poder de la historia, la cultura y la expresión artística para dar forma a un mundo mejor.
Thank you.